Here on 970 WFLA, and saw an interesting article with a new word that I've not heard from, and it actually came from the REMAX blog, and it's the power of Kidfluence when it's time to buy a home. And I think it's important because, you know, we train our real estate salespeople obviously to engage with people's children, because they are such an important part of the home buying and home selling process. People are buying or selling a home a lot of times because they want to have more kids. Their kids are moving out. Mm-hmm. They want their kids their 30-year-old kids to move out.
The kids are going to live there till they're 30, exactly. So they gotta like the place.
I mean, so kids have a big impact on that process, right? And so Kidfluence is you know, a word that REMAX put together that says that 55% of homeowners with a child under 18 said the opinion of their child played a factor in their real estate purchasing decisions. And you have to think about it, because they want their kid to be happy, because if the kid's happy, then, you know, maybe the kid's a little bit better behaved, and you know, happy kid and, you know, happy family. So I thought it interesting, you know, just from a standpoint of, you know, when you think about the sales and marketing of a home, a lot of times, you know, you talk to a stager, for example, and I see staging all the time. And I see the staging that, to me, it's staged for the adults. Mm-hmm. Like, if the kids really do play this kind of a factor, you know, maybe we need to adapt our marketing a little. We need to tweak a little bit.
TV in the kids' room with an Xbox.
There you go. Exactly. I mean, like, maybe we need to tweak a few things here. 55% is a big number. Maybe we really need to do that, because a lot of times the staging is, oh no, just don't do much with the bedrooms. You know, it's really the major, you know, main areas, which is great. But you know, the kids are going to be attracted to that kid rooms. Maybe there's some thought pattern there to say, hey, it's time to start staging some of those kids' rooms, or it's time to stage a kid's room with an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Wi-Fi enabled in every room, right. Power hotspots.
Yes, have Fortnite up, like ready for them to play, you know. Have like a little instant Instagram post machine where they can press a button and post instantly. You know, like you'd be surprised at, you know, like, how much that could make an impact. So maybe that's something I'll test out on one of our next flips.
I see a buyer's agent's training coming.
There we go.
It's like
how to adapt the kids. Yeah, put an Xbox and a small TV in your car.
That's
crazy. Every time you get to a house, just pop that thing in there.
I love this place, Mom. I just won on Fortnite.
Exactly.
It's crazy how times change too, because when I was growing up, we moved just a couple times, but I had no choice. It's like, this is where we're going. This is where you're going to live.
You know what? And
you might get to choose your bedroom, but that's about it.
I could go on a whole rant about how I feel like kids today are more babied and coddled than when we were younger. You know, everyone gets a trophy kind of thing, you know, like kids are involved in the decision. And when I was younger, it was like, you're moving here, I don't like it, shut up. Right. Grounded.
That's right. Your bedroom is going to be the smallest one here, is to encourage you to get out when you're 18.
Exactly. You know, so I think there's obviously been a change in, you know, how, you know, from when we were all kids to how kids are raised today and how involved they are. You know, and I think that this probably has to play in it, but where a place where it hasn't transitioned is, I think, in real estate marketing and staging. I don't think we do enough. If kids have that kind of an influence, I don't think we do enough to, you know, to capitalize on that. So that's something I'm going to step back to the drawing board and say, okay, when we have houses that are geared around families, what can we do to maybe, you know, make the house stand out for the kids, so when the family goes back talking about the house, you know, little 4-year-old Johnny is like, I like that house, I like that, over and over again, and the parents are just like, all right, let's just buy this and to keep him happy, and all you did was put Fortnite up on the TV for him, you know, like, so, but the reality is, if it makes a difference, why not look into it? So I saw another article on the same front, and talked about pets and millennials with pets, you know. So I mean, on the same token, you know, again, you think about real estate staging, and I'm sure you guys probably deal with this too. I mean, we deal with real estate stagers all the time, and I can't remember the last time one of them made any kind of recommendation for staging about kids or pets. Mm-hmm. But data and research is showing us those are major decision makers.
Yeah, the data is that, you know, the boomer generation was married and had kids at 25. Gen X was by 30, and millennials are now almost 35. So what's taking the place
it's hard
of
for them to have kids. I got to move out to their parents' house.
Well, I need my dog. I need my dog.
I'm kidding.
I can tell you from the tenant side, you know, we see that at the last thing before they walk out of the door is, what did you think, little Tommy? Did you like the house? So I mean, it's a huge part of it.
Yeah, and I would say that you know, it's something that I think we can all use as, you know, that research and data for both, you know, pets and kids in terms of tweaking your copy, tweaking a lot of marketing things to accommodate for that, because it is more important today than it has been. And again, it makes something you do uniquely, you know, could make that property stand out more, you know, to the buyers. And you know, so if you're a seller,
that could be an
great
advantage
sign
for a seller, because if people aren't doing it, it's just something else to set yourself apart from your
Right.
competition.
If you know it's a family house. Now again, if you're selling a one-bedroom loft condo in downtown Channelside, I don't think you need the whole kid spread.
Well, you may still need the Fortnite.
That's right.
The Fortnite maybe for the millennial,
Right.
different
Right.
clientele. But nonetheless, you know, I think it's something where real estate marketing is probably going to shift and change, and you know, that'll be kind of neat. You know, I had one not long ago. I was, you know, a personal property of ours. We were showing, you know, a house wasn't on the market yet, but we had the photos done, and we were probably a few days from setting up. And I had a friend who was interested in the house, and the friend has a small son, and we'd already done the 3D tour for the house. And the kids on the 3D tour, you know, going through, taking it with the Matterport, you know, already figured it all out and thought it was the coolest thing ever. And the parents didn't have any idea how to figure it out and use it. So it was just kind of neat to show how quickly they can adapt to the technology. So see, same thing, even the photos and the Matterport and the 3D tours, you know, catering to kids with, you know, a few of the rooms, you know, a few of the features, you know, some of those things I think, you know, really does make a difference. And again, the data from REMAX, the study shows that, you know, there is a strong power of kid influence in today's generation. Like I said, it definitely was not the case when I was a kid.
No,
I mean, when it was time to move, like, I didn't have any say. Like, I don't even remember looking at the house before we moved. Hey, we're moving.
Yeah.
And then you show up, and there's your new house. You didn't even know.
Which one's my room, Dad?
Exactly.
That one.
Yeah.
I don't want that one. Too bad. That's your
Exactly.
room.
Yeah. So I don't even think I was involved. I don't even think I went looking. I don't ever remember even looking at the houses. Like, I was probably out playing somewhere.
Well, it's almost like there's a sell that has to go on to convince the kids to move, because it's school zones, it's friends, and all that other stuff. Whereas, you know, back in the day, it's like, sorry, Johnny, you're moving over here. This is your new school.
Well, and I also think it goes back to technology, because now kids have access to all that information. They can look stuff up on their phone. They can figure out where the good schools, you know. So now they have access to that information that they didn't have before. So that's another reason why, you know, maybe involving them makes sense, because it does help with,